Hello, it's me again, Karl Dallas. I did an experimental Periscope. I'm going to call it a Periscope. That's like a tweet for Periscope. There should be an official name for that, but I'm going to call it Periscope until itchy nose. I'm going to call it Periscope until somebody tells me better. Now, what I thought I would do is tell you about my new story that I'm writing. It's have I got a name for it? No, it's called Hannay. It features Richard Hannay, who was the hero of the 39 Steps, as played most remarkably by Robert Donat in the Hitchcock movie, which actually wasn't very much like the original John Buchan. Anyway, I'm going back to the John Buchan original, and it begins on the first day of the outbreak of World War II. That's September the 3rd, 1939. And Richard Hannay is in his apartment in Albany, which is off Piccadilly in London West 1. And he wants to volunteer to do something in the war. So he goes to the War Office to volunteer, and he's kept waiting for ages by some young whippersnapper, he calls him, who has never heard of him. And he looks at this man, 62 years old, which is young to me because I'm 84, but never mind that. And he can't see, he says, "War has moved on from your days, old man. It's not all cavalry charges now. We've got tanks and parachutists." Anyway, Hannay goes off in high dudgeon because they can't find any place for him. And the phone rings when he's back in his apartment. And it's a lady on the phone, a duchess. And unusually for a member of the nobility, during the Spanish Civil War, she supported the Spanish government against the fascists. And of course, you've got to remember, Hannay he's a bit of a right-winger. He describes himself as an imperialist. He fought in the Boer War when he was just a kid, and he's really not. He doesn't really have much time for this lady. But she says, "I'm staying at the Savoy Hotel. Come and have tea with me at 4:00. See you then. Bye." And she puts the phone down, and he thinks, "Well, what have I got to lose?" So he goes there, and she recruits him for a caper, we'll call it, a stratagem to infiltrate pro-German groups who are plotting against the government and actually planning to assassinate Winston Churchill. So that's the beginning of the story. I'm just writing at the moment. I've really conceived of it as a BBC television serial. But I thought if I write it as a story, I can get it published as a book and then get BBC to televise the book. That's my strategy. By the way, talking about television, did you see Lady Chatterley's Lover on television, BBC television last night? I expect you can still watch it on iPlayer if you missed it. Actually, it was better than I expected because I'd already heard that they've taken all the rude words out. Actually, there is one slightly rude word in it. I won't say it on air at this moment in case it offends people, but there is one word in it which might raise a few eyebrows. But basically, it's a very sanitised version of the story. And of course, being like a 90-minute, I didn't time it, but I think it's a 90-minute play, they cut out a lot, but also they add a lot, like she gets pregnant. And in the end, she's driving away from the manor house with Mellors, the gamekeeper, driving the car. And it's a wonderful white limousine. I mean, that's never explained. Where the hell did that come from? Because Mellors, he's a working class lad. In the TV show, he's an ex-miner. I don't think that occurs in the D.H. Lawrence book. Anyway, I have written my own version. It's called After Lady Chatterley, and you can get it from Amazon. It's an Amazon Kindle electronic book. And if you go to bit.ly/afterchatterley, that's all lowercase, you'll be able to buy it. So please do. I've got a lot of work on Amazon, a lot of work in the pipeline. Some of it's political, some of it's religious, some of it's rude. All sorts. It takes all sorts to make a world. I love the fact that as I'm talking, the bottom of the screen, like Onga Leilani, sounds Hawaiian. Are you Hawaiian longer? Anyway, God bless you. I'm going to say goodbye now because I've got other work to do. I'm a friend of Bill W. And if you know what that means, you'll know what it means. I'm a friend of Bill W. and I'm meeting with some friends of Bill W. this evening. So I've got to get myself all sorted out for that. So I'll probably be on again tomorrow. Keep tuned in, all right? Bye.